Welcome back to Jan's Canning Kitchen. Today we're going to do a simple borscht. I love borscht, but unfortunately in the wintertime we don't get to eat very much of it because it's no longer garden season. But we found a way to can it, and it is absolutely amazing. Everybody here loves it, especially my husband and I. So today I'm going to give you simple directions on canning borscht. First of all, I'm using an 8-quart pot, and we are going to put half a pot of beets. And basically what I did is I just washed my beets from the garden, peeled them, and I put them through my food processor, and they are all shredded and ready to go. So I'm going to take these beets and I'm going to fill my pot to half full. Like I said before, this is an 8-quart pot. So I'm just going to continue to put these in. I think I got a little bit too many beets, but I'll probably make another batch until this is half full. And once it's half full, I'm going to add approximately 3 to 5 carrots. I wouldn't add too many more because otherwise the borscht will be too sweet. And I'm also going to add 5 potatoes. These potatoes also came out of my garden, and so did the carrots. And these are about approximately 5 potatoes cut up into cubes. Now, next, I'm going to add 10 cups of water. And salt and pepper. Right now I'm adding approximately a half a tablespoon. I'm probably going to end up having to add more later once it's all cooked. But for now, it's just a half a tablespoon of pepper and a half a tablespoon of salt. And then I'm going to add my dill. And dill is basically, you don't have to if you don't like it, but we love dill. So I'm just adding just a little bit of dill. I just cut a little bunch up. It's probably about 2 tablespoons of dill or so. If you like more, add more. You like less, add less. It's not a big issue. And now I have been cooking at the back of my stove, these beautiful sauteed onions. There's approximately 2 medium onions in here with approximately 4 tablespoons or so of butter. I'm going to add these to my borscht now. And I'm going to stir this. It's pretty thick. And if you feel that you don't have enough water, you can just add more water. It depends how thick you like it. Everybody's preference is very different. So I'm just going to stir this up. It's quite thick at this moment and it's a little bit hard, but I can do it. So I've got this all mixed in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this for approximately 2 hours until it's all nicely cooked down. And then I will come back and I will finish it off. And in the meantime, I'm going to go get my jars all sterilized and ready, because again, that's one of the most important part of canning, is in making sure all our jars are sterilized and very well cleaned before we do anything. And I will come back, and I can't wait to get back and show you the remainder of my borscht. Thank you. See you in a bit. We are back, and our borscht has been cooking now for 2 hours. It's really getting nice and thick. The carrots are nice and done. The potatoes are done. I did taste it, and I did end up adding a little bit more dill to our liking, and I also added another tablespoon of salt. It's up to you. You can add as much as you want or as little as you want. It's your preference, actually. And now I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of whipping cream. This will make it nice and pink. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my heat up just a little bit, and I'm going to bring it back up to a boil, and then I'll get back to you in about 2 minutes. We are back. As you can see, it is now at a full boil. So we're now going to add our vinegar. I have about a half a cup here, but again, it's all to your liking, so you can add as little or as much as you like. But I'm just going to add a half a cup because that's usually about what it is that we actually like in ours. So now I'm going to turn it back down to low and just simmer it for a couple seconds here. And then I'm going to start putting it into my jars. And as you can see, I've already prepared all my jars. They're all sterilized. They're all cleaned and ready to go. And I also have my All-American canner here today that I'm going to be using because I have more than 5 jars. So I'm going to start putting this into my jars. And again, I like to leave a good inch headspace, if not even a little more, because I don't like the siphoning. It just, then you have problems with your jar sealing and all kinds of other stuff, and it's just, I just don't like it. I prefer my jar to have a little bit less and my jar sealing properly. Sometimes this gets a little sloppy, but it's all good. It all gets squashed up in the end. Just got to be very careful because it is very, very hot. Now, I know a lot of people say that that you should not be canning anything with dairy, but for me, I can all kinds of stuff with dairy. I even can milk, I can whipping cream, I can all kinds of stuff, and one day I'll do a video on that. But we can everything. I know it's not necessarily approved by the Canadian canning associations, but I've been doing it for years and have had no problems at all. So it's all in your discretion if you choose to do it or not. But I can tell you that we haven't had no problems at all. As long as these jars seal and everything's good, that's really what matters. And if the stores can can milk, why can't we can cream soup? It's no difference. This soup is looking delicious. Smells even better than it looks. Just about finished here. We got only 4 more jars to go. I'm not sure if I'll get 12 jars, but we will see. Just getting down to the last little bits of this batch, but we're doing great. We made, I can't remember how many last year, but it wasn't enough. We barely made it through the winter because everybody wanted to have it for lunch. It's a good healthy lunch. I think I might just end up getting 11 jars. Yep, you will get 11 jars. These are the 500 ml or half pint. Half a quart actually, not half pint. So that is that. Now our next very important step is, I'm just going to step away here and get our paper towel. Very, very important that all these tops are wiped completely dry. There's nothing on top. Otherwise, they might not seal. So I just use a paper towel to do that. And make sure there's nothing on top. No moisture at all. I'm just going to move this pot here. I have got a little bit of a mess on my stove right now, but that's all right. My little magnet to get out my lids so I can push them on here nice, and so you don't touch them and no bacteria gets in the jars. My hands are clean though, they've been washed. Sometimes they like to stick together, these magnets. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to do a very basic, simple borscht. It's also very good and it's very delicious. This one doesn't want to come off, as you can see. It's stuck together. Come on, you little guy. It really, really doesn't want to come off. And as you can see, I have a little bit more probably than an inch, oopsie, than an inch headspace. Just because I prefer that with these, because it just makes life easier and there's no siphoning when it's cooking. Now I just put my rings on, just finger tight again, never ever too tight, because then you get buckling when you're canning and the lids start to buckle and then they don't seal. Just perfectly finger tight. Not too loose either, because then all your ingredients will come out as it's canning. I ended up getting 11 jars, so that's actually really good. Now I'm just going to go over here to my canner. Mine is an All-American. Everybody has a different canner, so you have to use your canner according to its instructions. But for mine, I put 3 quarts of water in my canner, and I put these all in here. My bottom holds 9 jars. So I will have to use my insert here, put this on top for the other 2 jars. And I'll just leave them on top there. Now I'm going to put my lid on, line up my dots here. Very important part as well, that you make sure that it's sealed really well. I always do mine across from each other so it gets a really nice even seal and not one side tighter than the other. And I noticed probably people will ask me, you know, I'm doing this on a glass stovetop. This particular glass stovetop is actually certified to, on this particular burner, to hold a canner. And I've been doing it for a while now. I also do it outside, but tonight I'm just gonna do it in here. So here it is. So now I'm going to turn it on to high, or 8 actually on my thing, and just let it go until it starts to vent. And I also vent it for about 10 minutes. And then once the 10 minutes up, because I live at 2,400 feet above sea level, I will be using a 15-pound weight. But you have to look up in your area what weight you should be using for your sea level. It's very different in every area you live. Anyways, we'll come back in a little while and we will show you the finished product. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm just back again because I realized I never said the time. For these particular beets, it's 30 minutes pressure canning. Thanks. Hi everybody, we are back. It's been about an hour and a half once it's been cooking and has been settling down here. It's now no more pressure. So we're going to undo each one of these. First of all, I'm going to take this off the top, let the remainder of the pressure out. And I'm going to slowly undo the canner. These are actually not too hot. It's the canner that's still extremely hot. You just need to be careful. Now I'm going to lift this up.
Missed one.
Always go away from me. And here they are. Voila! Beautiful. They're still actually even boiling. I'm going to take this one out. Always use this handy dandy thing that helps you pick up the remainder of the jars. And I'm going to take this off. Take this out. And there they are, all 9 of them. Looks like none of them even siphoned. They're all perfectly they like look all nice and pink. Smells really good. Looks like none of them leaked. The jars are a little bit loose on top, not too bad. It's kind of what you want. This is very, very, very hot. It needs to be done very, very safely. And there we have it, our 11 jars of Borscht. Thanks for watching. Like and share and subscribe. Thank you.